What is going on, everybody? It's Hector Martinez for Urban Kung Fu. And today we're going to talk about the first time I saw Bruce Lee, which was back in 1966 or 67 during the Green Hornet TV series. And although I was a fan of the Batman and Robin TV series, there was something special about the Green Hornet. And of course, it had to do with that little guy dressed in black, man. I mean, Bruce Lee was just an amazing human being. And that character of the Green Hornet, it was something different. It was special, dynamic, electric, magnetic. Man, I was just like overwhelmed by by how physical Bruce Lee was in the Green Hornet. I mean, this guy was just flying all over the place with these kicks and these punches, and the way he used the nunchaku and the three-sectional staff and the darts, and the way he even drove the Black Beauty. I mean, the man was in command of all parts of the screen when you were watching the Green Hornet. And it was a great time to grow up. I mean, back in the days, this is what I always say, all the kids had their own superheroes, you know? But my superhero was Bruce Lee, and it was just a joy to watch Bruce Lee do his thing on the Green Hornet TV series. And then later on, back in 73, I got to see Bruce Lee in Fists of Fury, The Chinese Connection. And I remember in July of 1973, July 21st, a friend of mine came over with the New York Times newspaper and showed me where Bruce Lee had passed away. Bruce Lee had passed away on the 20th, but that was in Hong Kong, and America got the news a day later on the 21st. So right there and then is where I found out that Bruce Lee was actually the same actor that did Kato in the Green Hornet. He was also in Fists of Fury and Chinese Connection. So it only made me appreciate Bruce Lee more as an actor and as a phenomenal martial artist. And wow, it was just amazing. An amazing era to grow up, the 60s and the 70s. And then, of course, in 73, we also got Enter the Dragon. We got to see John Saxon and Jim Kelly and Bolo and Mr. Han for the very first time. And then in 1974, we got to see Return of the Dragon, which was a special, special treat. But in 79, Game of Death was released, which was a big disappointment, except for the last, maybe 15, 16 minutes of Bruce Lee footage. But thank goodness for John Little, who later on discovered all that lost footage that was considered once to be lost, and then he put it together in A Warrior's Journey. So, Bruce Lee still continues to captivate many of us, even till this day, man. It's, it's the year 2020. We're still collecting. We're still getting together with other fans. Exhibits are opening up all over the world. I mean, Bruce Lee is indeed a household name. It's a great time to be a collector, but sometimes you got to hold on to your wallet because it could get very, very expensive. Lots of quality items are being released, like busts and statues and rare personal items that show up on auction. But it's a great time to be a collector, and it's something I've been doing since the 60s, all the way through the 70s. In the 80s, I had stopped a bit because I was in school, and naturally you're dating the girls and you're having a little fun. You're coming into age. But then as you get older, you reach that so-called middle age crisis, and you want to return back to your youth. So what's the best way to return back to your youth? By collecting. And something that I'm still doing, and plan on doing it for many, many more years to come. Thank you so much, guys. God bless.